Hello guys, we are here today living the authentic life with my dear friend Tamara at the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary Girls with Pearls Reflection on Style. Did I get it all?
I think you did. I think you got every bit of it.
Oh my God, I want to jump out of my seat. We walked in today and saw the most incredible donated pieces, and this has been happening. It's the 20th anniversary
of the show.
And you have been here since the start. You were 5 years old then?
Six.
Okay,
Six,
good. Yes.
Lenny was 20.
Yes, that Lenny. He's on a plane somewhere, but
Yes,
he's here
he
with us in spirit.
He certainly is.
Okay, so women go in their closets and donate things that are worthy enough to be on a runway?
It's amazing. It's absolutely the most amazing show I've ever worked on in my entire career. When you say they go into their closet, they select the most amazing pieces. And I do often say, what are they keeping in the closet that
Yes.
they have yet to give to Reflections on Style? And the first year, it was amazing. And each year it gets better and better. The merchandise that's filling up this boutique right now is exceptional, and it's all gently worn. Some of it still has the price tags on it.
Right, because women bought it and then never had the right occasion or...
Exactly, and thankfully, the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary gets to benefit from that.
Well, and it's really the benefit of the community.
Oh, gosh,
we have, the total in the 20 years, I understand, is $10,500,000 given back to the community, which is really a game changer.
I can't even wrap my head around that sometimes, that much money.
It's
by someone going into their closet and giving one piece, 10 pieces, and that's the number. Oh, it's amazing.
So the thing I was really excited about was finding out how many different services that money goes to help. It's helping kids. It's the Boys and Girls Clubs. It's a reading experience for the kids. It's vans to get these kids from school to these experiences. It's seniors being helped. And if I understand right, the Women's Auxiliary is part of the overall Salvation Army. And this group of volunteer women come together, and every year they're given grants or needs for places in the community. And because these clothes are donated, they're able to make a difference.
Oh, that's so true. Most of the world thinks when there's a disaster, you see the Salvation Army. No, it's every minute of every day in the community, dollars helping. Again, it's just phenomenal what the organization does all year long, all over the world.
And they house people, they give them rehabilitation. There's so many different things. So let's talk about fashion a little bit more, and we'll get back to some of the benefits of the Salvation Army. But okay, so the fashion, these pieces come in, and there is the runway show that you produce, and unfortunately everyone can't see that. It's a sold out event every year.
Yes, it is.
But there's this great shopping opportunity later that night and that day. Mark your calendars, everyone. April 10th from 4 to 7, you can come to this location, which ironically is the Acme Oyster Bar location. So we're talking Girls with Pearls and oysters. So there's no mistaking.
It's another God thing.
It's a God thing, exactly. But you can come for $20. You can have access to shopping these beautiful things. And I'm telling you, I walked in and I was touching all the textures and it's overwhelming. But for you,
I'm sure for Donay it is. She loves to shop. She knows what she's shopping. So yes, it's an amazing experience for those first-time customers when it opens to the public.
Well, I would think there's probably even a line out the door, people waiting.
Well, last year was the first year I actually came in the afternoon and stayed in the parking lot because I've never been able to see that for myself. A major let me in the building because I wanted to be in the building when they opened the doors. Oh my gosh, some of those people were there for hours. It started to rain. They didn't care. it's just amazing. And I'm sure it'll be those same 6 people in line again right outside the doors here when it opens on that day. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Okay, so you can shop that day, which is April 10th, 4 to 7, and then it's going to be open Thursday through Saturday.
Yes.
From 10 to 5. So let's look at the creme de la creme pieces that you found today.
No. First thing I want to show and tell. This is a show and tell moment for Tamara, because what I love most about my piece of this puzzle for the fashion show is, the greatest honor is when the fancy lady buys her outfit back after she sees what I've done to it. Mm-hmm. And I'll show you just an example. Last year, one of my personal purchases was this fabulous black lace trench coat.
Oh,
original tags on it and all. But I did some Tamara to it. So to make it on trend, I took out the lining, gave it a sheer look, which is, again, what I love about doing things to clothes, because this is now selling. It's not Dolce & Gabbana, but Dolce & Gabbana made it this year at $5,000. I just took the lining out. So again, you're just making it on trend for the future, for what's happening right now in fashion. So that's the part I love the most.
And I love that you're even doing shopping.
Oh, it's funny. There's like a couple of things I will keep my eye on. Mm-hmm. So when it does come back to the boutique and I have an opportunity, and that was still there. So I was very excited about that. And of course it was black. That fits into my closet perfectly. But yes, there are so many things that are donated that are, some are vintage, distinct vintage pieces, which you know a lot about. But some are still on trend for vintage pieces. My little show and tell. Here's Christian Lacroix. This is probably 20, 25 years old.
And so modern.
It's still so modern.
On a rack.
Yeah, completely.
Available for sale now.
Because the little jacket can go on your jeans. It could go on a ball skirt. You can do anything with these pieces now.
And the buttons are so exquisite.
The buttons alone. That's the price, right? Oh, these are insanely beautiful buttons. But Christian Lacroix, on sale.
So there are some designers, incredible designers.
There's incredible designers, and we can go back to my first year when I found a Bill Blass that I had actually modeled when I was 22 years old. And there it was on the rack, and I thought, oh my gosh, first of all, Mr. Blass would be so happy, but to see it in its original condition, in good condition, and then to have someone buy it and hopefully wear it and reinvent it a little bit.
How amazing.
It's just, the history of fashion. For some of us, it means different things. Mm-hmm. And let's face it, none of us need anything in our closets anymore. But to shop, knowing your dollars are going to the Salvation Army.
Shopping with a cause.
Shop. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Couple more Tamara trends that I hope people will embrace. And we've talked about this a million times. And yes, I pulled out some black pieces. But this is Dolce & Gabbana. Again, one thing I want women to do all the time in their closets, take things apart. Wear this jacket, with the red dress.
A separate, instead of the way it was just
change
designed
the
to
jacket.
Be worn.
Please change your wardrobe around, especially when you buy suit pieces, pants, skirts, dresses, jackets that all match. Take it, turn it around, and oh my gosh, that Lacroix would be great on this red too.
Oh,
it would be so beautiful. Yes, I love taking things apart. Absolutely love it.
And this piece I'm wearing, you even...
Tell the story.
Yes.
It's an amazing story.
So I was working with another great charity in Houston, and you were styling with them, and you featured this, or styled me.
I think that's the first time we met.
Yes,
also.
Styled me in this jacket, and I wore it down the runway, and then I had to buy it for myself and incorporate it into my wardrobe. But I love because it's sequin, and sequins are so in style this year, but it's so vintage, and the trench coat is so in style. And you paired it for the runway over jeans. And at that time, 10 years ago, jeans and sequins weren't being seen as much as they are now.
I invented it.
You did, girl. You invented it. And I love it. But it's the unexpected that I think makes people excited. And I was saying that to Ann Ayers, who brought me in to working with this great organization, and she has such an eye for fashion. And I said, what I love about being in this space is all the textures and colors and the cuts that you see. And what you see, again, to your testament, what was made 20, 30, 40 years ago that's still relevant, that helps us when we are deciding, because we don't need anything. But what do we want to add in? And a lot of people now seem to be adding in and taking out. They seem to be balancing. And I think that's a sustainable way of looking at life.
You know it is, and sometimes it's generational. I've had the privilege now of going into some closets to help them decide what to give away for this event. And one particular closet is the entire third floor of a house here in Houston.
Wow.
But there's daughters and granddaughters and nieces, and they come and wear the closet. It's just amazing. When you think about that, they'll wear the Chanel that grandma probably wore 40 years ago. It's, you know, that's perpetuity, but that's also a love of fashion, and this person still finds the outfits for me to translate and remove from their equation. And I'll tell you what other amazing thing I will see out when there's a gala, especially. One fancy lady will walk in with the other fancy lady's dress on that she wore probably 5 years ago. And what a lovely compliment that is to each other as women.
Yes, absolutely.
I will buy your gown and wear it some other time, even though you've worn it before. But again, it's just the love of what the Salvation Army does. I think that's what motivates people to want to be a part of this event, to buy, to wear, to give away.
Because 20 years ago, it wasn't so acceptable to be wearing other people's used clothes. I think it was called used then.
Yeah, secondhand rose. Well, you'll recall, Donay, when you got into your business,
Yes.
there were only so many vintage retailers in the country.
Yes.
Now there's many in each city.
Yes.
You know, it's become quite the trade for some people. But still, to have the numbers that you have, and again, I wish the audience could see this room right now. It's just filled with magnificent pieces. And there's more to come. It's just going to be March 1st on Friday, so we have much more to come.
And we're asking people to donate, and there's different levels of donations. If you're saying, and believe me, I'm one of them, I don't have a Chanel I want to get rid of in my closet, but you have some other pieces that are great. There's different levels, so you can come as long as it's pressed and on a hanger and in good condition. It can be worn condition, but in nice condition. There's a place for it here, and there's somebody who would like to buy it. And it's a great way for you to feel connected to making a difference in the city too. So let's talk about, if you can't buy a designer, how you would go about helping somebody in their wardrobe.
Well, you know, I think it's what your lifestyle is. It would be nice to be able to afford designer if that is your lifestyle, or you just pick out that one piece you're going to invest in each year or every 5 years. But for the normal young woman, especially those that will come the first night that the boutique is open here, most of them are working ladies in town. They are very savvy about their labels, but they're also those women that want to have the vital pieces that take them from the office or from mom to the dinner party or to the weekend events that they might attend out of town. So they're very, very savvy. It is interesting when you're in a retail environment, you see someone walk up to a rack, it's typically a manufacturer. It's all one designer. Here, you're walking up to the rack. You might realize it's pants or it's dresses, but you have a conglomeration of everything hanging there.
Yes.
So they really, it's just so cute to watch them go through it and then find the piece that they really can't live without.
And are you seeing people being a little bolder with mixing colors and patterns? Because I know you, again, were doing that before. I feel like maybe it was Gucci that was doing it in a really bold way a few years ago.
The very first was Ungaro, Mr. Ungaro.
Oh, okay.
And one of the first things I found hanging on the rack today, this is quite an old piece. But look at it, looks like you're purchasing it today in the store.
It does.
The pattern, the colors. You could take this top, wear it backwards so that the back is open. You could put this on top of just a beautiful black gown. Totally changes the entire look. By the way, walked up to this rack and Christian Dior was staring at me. Amazing
Wow.
black column gown with a little bit of peplum. You could even cut it off. Oh, just fantastic.
So on theme for the girls
Yes.
with pearls.
That's exactly on theme. And I want everyone to note too, there were so many of this silhouette made. This is an actual Roberto Cavalli. And then there were knockoffs of this look. But ladies, take these side seams, cut them open, wear them over a swimsuit, add a really great pant or a short. Take those Roberto Cavallis and work them if you don't want the silhouette anymore. I'm always about cutting open seams.
That's really
Yes.
smart.
Same thing with this Chloe. What a great little silhouette. This is an old style. But feel that fabric.
The fabric's really
It's
exceptional.
amazing. Yeah, this is
And
the older
even
Chloe label.
the turn back underneath. I think
Yeah.
that's another way you can really tell an amazing designer is how they finish up
Oh,
the
look.
inside of a
Yeah,
piece
you could wear
too.
this inside out if you wanted to. It's
Absolutely.
absolutely wonderful. But yes, all the patterns. Found this on the rack. It takes me 2 seconds to
I
go
know,
through a rack.
So
This is Derek Lamb. Is this amazing? Look at this shirt
is-
dress.
it's almost like a bustle in the back.
It's amazing.
So interesting.
Oh, I love this. That might be a Tamara purchase if it's still around. I really do like this.
And I like that you wear it open, you wear it closed, you can belt it, you can wear.
I think this was just on a rack in a store, like very recently. Oh, wait, and there's the tag. I won't say from what store, but yeah, the original tag is on it. So someone bought this, or maybe it was a gift and didn't have the, oh my gosh, look how great that looks with your
I know.
sequin jacket.
This is not available. No one can have this. I have my
I'll
name all
hold it for
exactly.
you.
Hold it for me. No, it's so amazing. So let's talk about how do you narrow it down when you walk into a room. I know we don't have the eye that you have, but do you help the clients that you work with like narrow down what colors are best for them or what silhouettes? Are there any things?
It's all about lifestyle. It really is. It's how they live their lives. That's how they like to dress. There might be someone that goes to lunch every day that dresses with heels in a dress. The pearls are on, and there might be another person that lunches 3 times a week in a much more casual fashion. And I tell you, I had a very good lesson taught to me while in Hong Kong one summer, one very hot summer. And if you've ever been to Hong Kong, it's extremely
sticky.
brutal.
It's as humid as
And
it is
the
here.
car from the hotel was taking myself and another lady who I did not know to the shopping center. And the driver opened the back door, and all I saw was this beautiful leg with hosiery on and pumps. And here I am in my white linen, and I really just wanted to melt. I had to get in the car, and she basically did this. Like, how dare me go shopping with her without my hosiery on and my shoes? And I thought, but it was a very good lesson on how we all present ourselves. So again, looking at specific clients, or how do I eye the rack for the fashion show, it is with a very narrow thought process, but it's also this show in particular. I want it to be on trend. I want the audience to see what they could really wear today, even if it's a 40-year-old frock. I really want them to latch onto that. And again, that's one of the reasons why some of the ladies buy their outfits back.
Yes,
They
which
were
is
like,
just
oh,
crazy
Tamara
to me.
reinvented it. It's amazing.
I love it. So accessories, I'm an accessory girl. For so many years, I wasn't in a place that I could financially buy a designer outfit and the designer accessories. So that's how I started my business, was trying to source designer accessories at a value and create an upscale look. And I would wear a Target dress with a Gucci belt and Gucci shoes and a Gucci bag, and no one knew the difference. Well, you did probably, because you knew the difference of the stitching. But talk a little bit about how high-low, how How do you perceive that trend?
Well, you know, there's another word for it now, the whole terms of quiet luxury. What does that really mean? You know, I think, again, lifestyle dictates how you're going to present yourself, even with designer looks. The younger generation right now is all about the labels, all about this being part of their wardrobe, even their casual wardrobe, and that is fine. To me, again, when I marry something together that has something from the Gap and something from Oscar, that's style. That's fashion to me. It's not so cookie cutter. You didn't buy the whole look head to toe. You put it together. I think Sharon Stone did that.
She did. I was
You know, when she did the ball gown with her husband's white crisp shirt, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, there's style. It didn't take 5, you know, social or fancy stylists to put that outfit together. She did it herself. It was amazing.
And it was so memorable because it was so her, and it was such a great. So let's talk about accessories. I think you have some boots
Oh my
here.
gosh. Well, you and I both
I
flipped
was
out.
just like, oh my God, these are 6.5. Maybe I can be the evil stepsister and try to shove my foot in there.
Are those
I'm
amazing?
Really so cool. And
Yeah,
so
amazing.
the interesting thing is I thought these were vintage, but these are actually
Tory Burch.
Tory Burch to look vintage.
They look extremely like they could be 40 years old, no
I
problem.
know,
Yeah.
so good looking.
Isn't that fun?
So would you pair these with something with a pattern, or do you try to stay basic?
Oh, I would
How
love
many
to
things-
see this with floral. Oh my gosh. This would
Okay.
look amazing with floral.
And do you need to be tall to do the mixed patterns, or can you be short or tall?
It's all in who you are.
And how you carry
It's
it and how you
carry
feel,
it off.
right?
Exactly.
If you feel uncomfortable in what you're wearing, I think it shows.
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, most of the time when I look at someone and I see them and I'm like, oh my gosh, if the dress was just a little longer or a little shorter, or why didn't they redo the shoulder? It's those very delicate tweaks that makes it look like $1 million or like $10. And it could be a dress that's $5,000, but if it doesn't fit you correctly, you don't hold yourself correctly in it. And we all know when you're having alterations done, you're in the fitting room with this perfect posture, and then at the event, you're like this, you know, everything changes dramatically.
Yes,
so,
and
you
the
know,
gaping or how it feels.
yes. Constantly with
the
my
gaping,
fixing people at galas.
Yes.
But, you know, to answer your question, again, I think it's just the discipline of the person and what they want to step out in. And when I'm dressing real people, I always say, just trust me. Just trust me a little bit, because we're going to get through this, and maybe you'll love something brand new that you never thought possible. And this happened 3 years ago with a very lovely woman during their St. Thomas mother-son production that Lenny and I do in April. She hadn't had a dress on in 20 years. And through her information sheet, I thought, okay, I'll pull this outfit with beautiful pants, a nice evening trouser tunic like she's used to wearing. And then I put 3 dresses in her fitting room. She bought all 3 dresses.
Aww.
And the day her son saw her for the first time, and again, he had never seen her in a dress. It just melted my heart that, you know, try it, just try it. The colors too, try a different color. Not me so much, but the rest of the world.
I love that. Well, I had my color analysis done, and I can tell you it makes a difference. I feel like every day with my job, we're recording or we're on a screen somewhere. And the other thing I've learned is to also take a picture of myself in something, because the way I look at it, myself in a mirror, if I see myself in a picture, sometimes I love the piece so much, but it's not made for my body. And I look short or I look frumpy, and I'm so in love with the piece, I don't see that because I want to buy the piece so much. I don't see that it's not right for me. And by taking a picture, you see it better.
Well, everything I do is for the runway, so it has to work coming, going from either side. It has to be perfect.
Exactly.
Because the minute a model, especially a real person, turns around, the last thing you want is a gasp from the audience.
Exactly.
None of us want that. I have to play show and tell a little bit more.
Yes. Share a little bit more. We can't wait to
I
see.
love this print. I don't love this,
Okay.
but isn't that going to make the coolest ball gown?
Oh, yes.
The ball skirt, excuse me, again with a fabulous little jacket. Take that Dolce & Gabbana and put it on there without the pants.
Wow.
I know.
And the lace with the taffeta, I think is
Yes.
so gorgeous too.
Yes. So
And then a pinstripe suit. I invested in a pinstripe pantsuit this year, and I can't believe I didn't have one before now.
every woman should have one. At least
It
the
feels
jacket.
very empowering.
Oh my gosh. Again, you could put it on with anything from denim, and this whole trend of the sleeveless jacket where we're removing our sleeves from the jackets and wearing them that way with the white blouse underneath and that nice white sleeve showing. Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful.
And I find that I go to pull a white blouse almost every trip I take. And
I'm
how
sorry.
many white blouses should a woman have in her closet?
Oh, 10. At least. Different necks, different sleeves, different silhouettes on the body, lengths, tunics. You can wear them with everything. Look at this Oscar.
Stunning. And it's
And
in
applique
such
is
great
so in trend.
condition.
I know, this is just amazing.
Wow.
Thank you to whoever. Thank you to everybody who put everything on these racks. So beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
Okay, speaking of Donné,
Yes.
this was another Donné outfit that I selected for her 10 years ago,
Yes.
and she purchased it.
I did. And for so
Chanel.
long, I wouldn't wear them together because I felt like it was too much. And now I feel like that much pattern I'm comfortable wearing. But
Good
for a
for you.
while, it was
Good for
it was
you.
a lot. But I think it's important when you see pieces like that you get both pieces because you never know how it evolves. One time I bought cuffs and I only bought one of the two cuffs. And my husband said, whenever you see a matching pair or something together, you should buy that.
Always. Always. And I know you do wear Rob's shirts sometimes too.
I
and
do
his
wear his
cufflinks,
shirts, yes.
Which is a great trend too. And it's really hot trend again in our world right now.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're almost out of time. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Maybe a few special closets you've been in?
Oh, no, I can't.
No names.
No names.
No names.
You know, I think personally, anytime a fancy person, a normal person, anyone allows me into their space, it's really special. And when they see, even if I just rearrange it a little bit and put some components together differently, you know, so many people think they have to go and buy thousands and thousands of new pieces to revive their closet, and they don't have to do that. You know, rearrange and insert. But yeah, there are some interesting closets I've been in. Mm-hmm. Shh.
I know. Okay, and then one last comment. I am obsessed with watching Truman Capote's feud about the Swans, which were women from the 60s and 70s who were impeccably dressed, buying from all of the most amazing designers. So I'm fascinated to see the clothes. We discussed that we're not certain that they're depicting them, and it's for the difference they made in the community.
Yes. The movie's a little slighted for dramatic purposes.
Yes.
Because each one of those women, they were statues in their community, involved with philanthropic endeavors like none other.
But there's so many Houston swans.
Oh my gosh.
That are beautiful, and a swan is someone who's impeccably dressed and impeccably accomplished and great to have at a dinner table, which I also thought was interesting because you want to have, and about how they created these amazing dinner parties, which I think is something kind of the past. People aren't really...
We're not so formal anymore. I'd like to think that that generation will come back, the pendulum would flow back to those times, but perhaps the invention of these cell phones and things redirects our attention sometimes, but I'd like to think those happy people are still out there having those very elegant evenings.
Yes.
Very elegant evenings. And it's interesting to bring up the swans. This was more in the 80s. The first time I ever saw Lynn Wyatt she was seated next to Andy Warhol. I'm actually modeling in a Valentino show, and I turned the corner and I visibly gasped because I'd never seen her in person or him. And Margot Hemingway was there, and you know, it was at that era, those were the people of fashion, of the arts, of philanthropic endeavors. And there they were, and I'm sure I just kind of probably went like that. So, but it's still a great feeling for the models nowadays to work with designers. And I think the pendulum will come back to maybe a little bit more elegant time. I certainly hope so.
So do I.
I do.
Well, we've left our time together. Guys, you
Oh
have
my gosh.
got to go in your closets, and you can find something that you could pass on to someone else to make room for what you come and buy when you shop at this incredible opportunity. Wednesday, April 10th, 4 to 7, and Thursday to Saturday, 11th, 12th, and 13th, here at the former Acme Oyster Bar, because women love pearls, and pearls come from oysters, ha.
And please note the hours are on their website, so you can look up when you can bring your donations here.
Oh, yes.
That's starting right now, this minute. You can
Yes.
bring donations.
Tuesday,
Do you have that?
Wednesday, and Thursdays. You can come here between 10 and 2. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And also, if you can't make it here, I'm happy to bring it for you if you come by the Vintage Contessa. All right.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
One more thing, Donay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your discipline, your love for the community, for everything you and your husband, your daughter do for Houston. Thank you for doing this for the Salvation Army today. You're a treasure here for us here in Houston. You really are. Thank you.
Well, it warms my heart. I feel so blessed to be able to find ways to make a difference, and it fills me up to be a part of this, and that's why I want to share it with other people. Because I think when you can feel like when you're a part of something bigger and you make a difference, and your clothes that you don't need anymore can make a difference, it makes the whole world keep going.
Well, thank you. Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys, keeping it real. Have a good week.